a sense, because I know this program is so vast and so big that you never get a sense of the whole work of a person. You understood? Yeah, yeah. So it was very important for me to bring Mr. Bellocchio here, to have these films all together, for us to listen to what he says. Because, you know, I really believe that in European cinema there's a lot we have to pay attention to. It's contemporary cinema, actually. We are all still thinking of the Fellinis and the Pasolinis, and I think we need to move on. And Mr. Bellocchio really was for me, epitomizes this change that has taken, this movement that has taken. So I'm really I cannot tell you how honored and thrilled I am to have him here. And of course, Alessandra, our programmer, she has been a collaborator with the festival for many, many years. And she's the one who made this possible. I think she convinced him that there is this little state in India called Kerala. And this little state is really looking up at filmmakers who are doing work like this. So we are very thankful to Alessandra for this, because I know it wasn't easy to convince him to come so far away. And so now we have him here. You can ask questions. I'd like him to say a few words before we start. Maybe he can tell us about his experience in Kerala, how he felt before coming, and how it's changed when he's here. Yeah?
Yes. No, digli che I tried to. No, I was very impressed from Kerala. It's the first time that I am in India, and what I said before, I've not understood of India, because it's a nation di un complexity, complex, very complex, and so, but the emotion for me was very big, and I hope to maybe return in India just to understand a bit more. But also, I thank you just to have my opportunity to show some film. It's true that the fact I work just from 50 here, and so it's a life for me. And to see some film of my career can be, I hope, interesting for the Kerala audience.
Alessandra, you want to say a few words?
No, I want to just say thank you to give us this opportunity to bring Italian films and such a big Italian filmmaker in India for the first time. And what can I tell? I think that the Bellocchio works must be very interested for the Kerala audience, because I know that Malayalam filmmakers are very close to real facts, political facts, and Bellocchio is a very important, I cannot say, is a filmmaker who get always inspired by real and historical facts, but he never lose his identity as an author, as an artist. And sometimes when you make a film about a subject, sometimes you are too concentrate on the subject. Sometimes you can lose your art. And Bellocchio never forget that he's an author before everything, and always when he deals with the historical facts, he has always put his imagination in his films, his subjective view. And I think it's very important when we speak about militant cinema. It's very important to be militant, but also to don't lose your imagination and your subjective and artistic point of view. I don't know if maybe there are some questions. If you haven't seen any films, today you are very lucky because I see that maybe by chance, but you can see the first film, a cult film in Italy, but not only in Italy, also in the world, Fist in the Pocket. And this is in the afternoon. In the night, the last film that Bellocchio made, Dormant Beauty. So in one day you can see the beginning of his career and the last but not latest film, of course, because he's he's already working on another project, because probably you don't know, but he's working every day, no vacation, nothing. So to bring him here for a few days, it was really hard, but now I know that he's very happy.
And that he's thinking to come back.
For a real holiday. Any questions? Okay.
You can ask questions in Malayalam also, we'll translate.
Sir, what is your inspiration behind your step towards the radical cinema?
What is your what?
Inspiration towards your step behind the radical cinema.
Radical cinema.
Cos'è la tua ispirazione per il cinema radicale?
Ma il cinema radicale, no, è la mia vita, cioè quello che non è che io cerco un'ispirazione, è quello che mi è capitato, è la storia dell'Italia, perché io sono vissuto in un periodo in cui i fermenti politici erano molto grandi, la contestazione, poi il terrorismo, e quindi in qualche modo io ho vissuto e ho assorbito queste esperienze che poi sono diventate anche immagini dei miei film, insomma.
Non
ho fatto una scelta, sono stato in qualche modo coinvolto e non condizionato, ma è la storia che mi ha costretto a fare questo.
Allora, I have not choose to be a radical. It's just the circumstance where I was at the time, and the thing that was happening politically in Italy and all the social background just pushed me to be and showing this reality. I have not choose to be a radical, but because of the background, this is what happened.
Can you try, I know it's not an easy question, but when you work about an historical or a real fact, and you write your script, because you are also the writers of your script, how do you work? Try to explain us your process to transform the reality in your own way. For instance, we keep an example, Vincere, about Mussolini, you know, the big dictator. You can imagine how many films we have seen in Italy about him. So when you say, oh, in another film about Mussolini, you think it's impossible. And then you see a masterpiece. So try to explain us. I know it's not an easy question, but try to explain us how do you work, your process, to transform an historical fact in your own work. I mean.
Io parlo italiano, per quel che riguarda Vincere, il film su Mussolini, io non è che ho pensato di fare un film su Mussolini, ma è stata una storia privata di questa donna misteriosa, di questa amante, moglie misteriosa, Ida Dalser, che è impazzita poiché abbandonata da Mussolini. Questo è stato il punto di partenza.
For example, in the film on Mussolini, it was not a film on Mussolini. It was a film on this woman who was his lover, and she had a child from him. It is the story of the woman that is portrayed that I wanted to portray in that film.
E quindi attraverso il percorso esistenziale di questa donna, io ho visto, diciamo indirettamente, anche la figura di Mussolini e del loro figlio, perché anche questo è molto importante, perché loro hanno avuto un figlio che Mussolini ha riconosciuto. Ecco, quindi io ho cercato di rappresentare Mussolini e anche il fascismo, però attraverso un'esperienza molto molto privata di questa donna perdutamente innamorata di lui, insomma, e che muore, che impazzisce per lui, ecco.
So not only she was her lover, but they had a child together. So it's true the story of that woman and her incredible love for Mussolini that brought her up to madness, and she loved him up to the end. So through her love story and the child that they had together, he started to understand a portrait and make up a portrait of Mussolini, always through that very personal experience.
È il punto di vista privato che mi permette di rappresentare un uomo così famoso e pubblico come Mussolini.
So it is true, is a very personal life, way of his personal life, that he could represent Mussolini as a strong and powerful character, also politically wise, but through a very personal story.
Say also that is a kind of regeneration for him to work with the young. Yeah, and I was the contribution from the young filmmakers in Sorelle Mai is your own film, or you get some contribution from the young?
I have many contributions in the sense that I make the direction of the film, but I involve all the young, like actors, like screenwriter, cutting, and photographer, and so you make a crew of quite professional, which make this film, Sorelle Mai, is very interesting because there are 6 years, 6 episodes of 6 experience in different years in this laboratory.
I'd like to thank Marco very much for being here. Thank you, Alessandra. Thank you, Maurice. Maurice has been helping us with the interpretation and traveling with Marco and making it a very special visit of his. So thanks, Maurice, also. I think Marco's wife is not here, but we should have had her here as well because she's his chief collaborator also. Yeah, so anyway, thank you so much for being here, and we see you again soon. Yeah.